I always had that dream and held that dream. And then I realized I probably needed to write a business book to establish myself, and then I'd write my travel books.
I remember watching a movie called Terminal
Yes.
of Tom Hanks.
He lived in the terminal.
So I think I'm very intrigued to ask that question. If you have to do that, how would you manage living in that format?
Well, I guess I would. I would hope that I still had my lounge status, but I'm sure they would probably still get onto it. But yeah, I think I would buy a really nice pillow and a really nice sleeping bag, and that would just find a really nice corner. And yeah, I think he did it really well. It was really sweet. It was a sweet movie.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
not
think
ideal.
one of the few traveling movies I've seen. But coming back to where did the idea of writing the book, which you wrote, The Art of Pleasure, just not to trip on that, where did the idea came from, and then how do you end up, constructing and crafting the whole narrative?
Yeah, so a book was always on my vision board, I guess. Since I was 18, I went on my gap year and I thought I'd come back and write about how to travel and how I did that. And then, that was probably a little bit delusional since I had university and work and still traveling and probably didn't have the skill set, to be honest. And now I know also the investment to make that a reality. But I always had that dream and held that dream. And then I realized I probably needed to write a business book to establish myself, and then I'd write my travel books. So these ideas were just kind of sitting in the cloud. And then it was actually a dinner with a new friend, a business friend, and she was asking me about my life and what I do. And I was talking to her about rebranding my business, and I was going to start working as Emma Lovell instead of my business name that I had for 10 years, which is Lovely Communications, or 14 years I'd had at that time. But I was still going to focus on what I was doing at the time, which was personal brand coaching. And then I told her about the travels and, needing to take care of myself and business. And then she was like, you're kind of like a business travel life coach. We just joked about. It's not like I'm a life coach. I'm not just a business coach. I could just do travel, but I had this concept that I couldn't make money from travel, even though I'd been making money from travel. And so in that conversation, we kind of realized, oh, my direction is changing. And then that same year that happened, so my nephew was diagnosed with a terminal illness. I had a friend my grandmother passed away, and then 2 friends died of cancer. And I was like, within the space of 2 weeks of each other, and that month I was like, you just don't get the time you think. And my brain started screaming, book, like you have to write the book.